Hey guys, welcome to Daily Movie Recaps. My name is Rocky, and today we're watching the 2014 rom-com movie called Love, Rosie. The movie starts at a party. Rosie is about to get married. She isn't happy but pretends to be. As she giving a speech, we are taken back to 12 years, and we are introduced to Rosie's best friend, Alex. They have been close since childhood. So, one night at a club Rosie gets drunk, and things get romantic between her and Alex. The next morning, she doesn't want to talk about what happened, and tells Alex to forget about it all. He seems disappointed about this but doesn't argue. Alex and Rosie are at a beach party, and they discuss who they'd go to prom with. Alex goes with Bethany, a girl he has a crush on, and Rosie goes with Greg, the fittest boy in school in their computer class. Alex and Rosie tease each other in a chat room. Alex then tells Rosie he slept with Bethany. This enraged Rosie and causes her to swear. She gets sent to the principal's office, but Alex comes to her rescue. At prom, Rosie kept looking at Alex. She seems jealous when watching Alex dance with Bethany. Does she have feelings for Alex too? Later she gets together with Greg, but the experience turns out to be short and disappointing. It also leaves her in a mess. She calls the only person she trusts. Alex drives Rosie to the hospital where a doctor helps her out. Rosie drives back home with Alex and they have a moment in the car. Later on, Rosie's parents completely don't like the idea of Rosie going to America to continue her life there. Shortly later, Rosie follows her father to his workplace and tries to convince him to allow her to go to America. He is a loving person and thus allows her to go. Rosie hugs her father and takes the bus home. Later, Rosie gets accepted into Boston's university. She runs towards Alex's house. His sister Claire opens the door. She tells her to sit and wait for Alex, as he was with Bethany upstairs. Rosie nearly pukes and leaves the house without seeing Alex. Later that night, Rosie goes to a pharmacy and asks her friend Ruby for some medications. Ruby gives her a pregnancy test, which she uses on the spot. She gets a positive result and immediately contacts Alex. She texts him wanting to talk, but Alex tells her that he's going out with Bethany's parents. Rosie is disappointed and wishes him well. Later on, when she meets with Alex, Alex shows her his letter of acceptance into Harvard University. Rosie acts a bit weird about things, and Alex asks her why she's not happy, even when they're finally accepted into their respective college. Rosie tells him she's got to do something before leaving. Alex says he's going to stay behind for her, but she urges him to leave. At the airport, Alex presents her with a gift, and she hugs him tightly. She simply watches her love as he walks towards his flight. Rosie gets back to the pharmacy to discuss with Ruby. Rosie decides not to abort the baby. She somehow convinced her family to, but Rosie lies to Alex about her being in Boston while still being at home. Rosie is now heavily pregnant, and her entire family is there to support her over the baby. One night, Rosie's water breaks and everyone panics. Rosie eventually gives birth to a baby girl. She carries her little bundle of joy and caresses her. She names the girl Katie. The entire family is trying to help Rosie to take care of Katie. As Rosie learns the do's and don'ts of handling her baby, Alex comes to visit Rosie. Rosie invites him inside to talk, and Alex tells her he knows about the baby. Alex and Rosie get to the beach and talk for a little while. Later, Alex leaves and goes to a bar. There he meets with Phil, who introduces Alex to his sister Sally. Time passes by and Alex gets an apartment in USA. Katie growing up fast and Rosie gets a job as a hotel cleaner. Back in Alex's house, he and Bethany argue over some hair being in their bathroom. One day, Rosie receives a text from Alex telling her he misses her and she should come by one day. Rosie accepts and gets a ticket to visit Alex in USA. When in US, both of them have a party and have lots of fun. Later, they go to a park, and Rosie tries to kiss Alex but they don't. Next morning, Rosie goes to Alex's house and sees Sally there. And Rosie finds out that Sally was pregnant with Alex. She gets disappointed but congratulates them instead, and confront Alex for not telling her about it. Later on, Alex, Sally, and Rosie go to an art gallery, but Sally doesn't let Alex near Rosie. Tired of all the drama, Rosie walks out and Alex follows her. The two argue about his girlfriend being pregnant, and Rosie tries to condemn Alex's lifestyle. Rosie walks away, leaving Alex there. Rosie gets back home. One day at her job, Greg pays her a visit. He apologizes and wants to be together with Rosie and Katie. We see the three of them, Greg, Rosie, and Katie, having a good time. Alex gets an invitation to Rosie and Greg's wedding. She and Greg get married and set up their house. One day, Rosie catches her daughter with a boy camping out in her room. She smiles and later tries to call up Alex to tell the same, but Sally picks up the phone instead. She tells Rosie that she and Alex have broken up. But suddenly her water breaks, and Rosie later finds out that Alex wasn't the father of the baby. 5 years later, Katie is 10-year-old and with a boy in her room. When Rosie walks in, she is chased by her. Later, Rosie is back working. She's cleaning the floor when Bethany walks in there. She brags about her works and by schedules. Rosie calls her mother one day and finds out her dad was no more. At the cemetery, she sees Alex, who comes by to console her. He hugs her tightly. Greg comes to take Rosie away with him. Later on, Alex writes Rosie a letter. The letter arrives at Rosie's residence, but is received by Greg and hides it from Rosie. Rosie reads the last letter her dad sent her before he died. Rosie reads the letter with tears in her eyes. Alex continued sending her texts, asking if she was happy with her family and in her life. The next day, Rosie is talking with Ruby and received a call with some disappointing news. At night, Rosie drives with Ruby to a party. She catches Greg with another lady and punches him in the face. She then returns home and throws things around, and then finds the letter Alex sent to her but Greg hid. She reads the letter and immediately video calls Alex, but finds out that Bethany and Alex were getting married sometime. Later that afternoon, Ruby convinces Rosie into fighting for her love. Rosie packs her things and goes to the airport. Rosie gets to Boston and take a van they rented and drive to the church where Alex was getting wedding. But she sees Alex come out of the wedding hall with Bethany. Later that evening, Rosie gives a very emotional toast. She then confesses her love for Alex but as a friend. Rosie sees Alex dance with Bethany and hides out of sight. Toby and Katie dance together too, and things get intimate as Toby proceeds to kiss her. Katie pushes him off and runs away. Alex notices this and runs to see Katie. Alex and Rosie follow Katie to talk to her. They talk Katie into not making the same mistake they made. After some time, Toby arrives and finds Katie with her parents. He tries to apologize for the act, but Katie kisses him instead. Alex then talks about the first time they kissed, but never mentioned it because she forgot about it. Rosie ends things and gets back to England. She renovates her father's house, transforming it into a hotel. Alex visits into her hotel, tells her he's ended things with Bethany. They stare at each other's eyes and finally kiss. The end. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.